Hello baby! What is up Marines? Inexorable Warrior here. Like I promised, you know, we were waiting for Season 3 and for the new updates, the new weapons, the new perks, and the new class, which I am really excited to use these days, and I've been having like, you know, a blast playing this class, like, literally. So yeah, because considering it's a heavy class, so a lot of you people were asking me to give you my builds for my classes, you know, the hot sauce, the secret ingredient to all the amazing plays I managed to do with, of course, my team. No one's any good without a good team. With that being said, I said I will be giving you my builds. I just postponed it, like all the builds, waiting in anticipation to get the new perks and attachments. Well, I definitely read somewhere there were supposed to be attachments. I could be wrong. I'm getting old. So as now we can see that there aren't any attachments. But yeah, so I was waiting for the new perks, the class, and the weapons to basically finalize my builds, and then make videos for every build individually. So I have done that already for, guess what? Lancer, first of all, because I'm still waiting for the perks that you're supposed to get from the hidden cache. I've not been lucky so far finding them. So Lancer is the only class that I can say is I have the most complete builds, and these are my final builds for now. So with that being said, let's get into it and let's see the Lancers per grid that I have. So trust me when I tell you, I went through a lot of paperwork, math, calculations, all that you can imagine. I've done the hard work for you, so you don't have to do anything. Alright? So if I am saying that do this, then please do that at least once. Give it a go. Try it out. And if you like it, keep it. If you don't, then you have, by all means, you have all the rights to do what you feel like doing. You do you then. So, before I show you my perk grid, there's something really important I want to say, which is, for example, you've got a perk grid. Don't sell your perk grid for cheap. Don't get sold for cheap, bro. Alright? Don't get sold. Because I see people putting every shit in overclock. What's it called? Quick charge. Batteries included. Force multiplier. Whatever you can find, you're putting in the overclock. No matter what you do, your overclock is gonna come down to certain a number, you know, the cooldown is gonna come down to a certain number, let's say 18 seconds, 20 seconds at the most, and then it's gonna stay there. But let's say if in those 20 seconds you are stuck in a very bad situation, like a bunch of prowlers, bursters, or maybe an elite, a random spawn of an elite you weren't expecting, and you get that, what are you gonna do now? So this is my thought process for every build, for every class. I mean, would you wanna overclock a nerf gun or water gun? Or do you wanna overclock a fucking rocket launcher or a nuke or a missile that you have, you know, you have access to, right? So with that being said, do not put everything into abilities. That's what I believe, because how you know, in the Avengers movies, Captain America says it to Tony Stark. Yeah? So you gotta be a lot more without the suit, because you won't have the suit always. You're more than that. You're more than your abilities. You've got a playstyle. You've got your skills, right? So if you put everything into abilities, while their abilities are on cooldown, you're shit. You're nothing without them. You're gonna hit a warrior with a nerf gun. Yeah, good luck doing damage with that. If you want an easy way out, I'll tell you, I'll give you an easy way out, bruda. I'll give you an easy way out. You know, the easiest way to do it is basically click the uninstall button and voila. You have no problems anymore. So don't do that, please. Alright? So with that being said, let's jump into the perk grid. So first of all, I'll do my second best weapon perk grid, or perk grid and the weapon setup first. So for the weapons, you'll go with the Medved, you'll go with Ported Compensator for fire rate stability, you'll go with Flared Breach, again fire rate max ammo, you'll go with Hybrid Sight, a little bit of weak point damage and accuracy. For the heavy, you can go with impact, with an impact grenade launcher, but you know, things can go wrong with that. So I am sticking with the microburst because it's already got a very high fire rate. It will not be highly affected by onslaught. In fact, it's gonna get 20% more weapon damage, so that's even better, right? And even, you know, if sometimes you be a bit careless and you shoot it around your teammates, you're not gonna end up doing a lot of damage to them. So here again, Flared Breach, fire rate max ammo, polygonal rifling for fire rate, 50% on chance, 50% chance on hit to do 10% additional damage for 5 seconds. Deep Rail, another max ammo, but the reload speed is like, you know, you won't be, again, like I said, you won't be always having your ability, so you won't be always having your onslaught up. Alright, let's go into the perk grid. So here it is. Basically, I named this long range artillery build. So here you're gonna go with, first off, the normal particle lance, basically the particle lance without any mods. So you have rapid deployment for recharge speed, you have quick charge 2, you have force multiplier 3, and then you have disrupting the radiation. So think of this build is like a sniping build. You're like, you know, first of all, the Overwatch is basically while standing still in cover, you gain 1 stack of Overwatch a second, up to 5. Overwatch increases your accuracy, damage, and stability by 33% per stack. So you're getting 15% damage if you're standing still. Though you can counter that with Onslaught, which is, you know, the one of the perks here is when you activate this ability is, when you activate the ability this perk is attached to, you gain max stacks of Overwatch. So you're gonna instantly get it. Also, you're gonna get it and you're gonna keep it. When Onslaught is active, you no longer lose stacks of Overwatch while moving. So that's great. So you can stay way away, like far away, far away from the enemies and keep shooting. And you've got a microburst, like it's a heavy explosive weapon. So we are going with the normal particle lance without any mods, with rapid deployment, quick charge, force multiplier, but disrupting radiation. So if you feel that that particular enemy or an elite is getting closer and closer, you cannot keep using your heavy weapon. You shoot it, you hit it with particle lance, you do a lot of damage, you slow them down, and then you keep using your heavy weapon. And even if you wanna keep falling back with an ADS, like so, like you keep shooting and you keep moving backwards, you keep shooting and keep moving backwards, you can do that. You won't be losing the stacks because of Relentless Advance. Alright, so moving on to Onslaught, now you have Rapid Assessment, I just told you about that, Relentless Advance, Unshakable, Tenacious. Now, I'm not very much interested in the 5% weapon damage and the damage resistance you're getting. It's nothing, it's basically nothing. However, the 20% duration on this is so cool because you are using a heavy weapon. Imagine you can keep using it for ages. With long haul, you can, if you don't like the long ass duration that I have on this, like 40% duration, you can switch it with batteries included, or maybe what's that called? Yeah, batteries included, or rapid deployment for more cooldown. Now, coming to the heavy. So I'm going with the Demolisher Heavy because it gives you more max ammo, which is 20%, and the reload speed, well, reload speed will not help you using Onslaught, but then again, like I said, you won't be having it up all the time. So the reload speed is going to be handy for that time. Demolisher Heavy Mastery, more fire rate. Now, what I'm trying to do with all these builds, Onslaught gives you 20% more weapon damage and 15% damage from Overwatch. So you're getting 35% overall damage, you know, weapon damage and overall damage. But your fire rate is reduced by 20% again. So if you have a really good fire rate on your weapons, you're not gonna notice a lot of a difference, right? Your DPS is still gonna be high. So Demolisher Heavy Training, Demolisher Heavy Mastery, Lancer Heavy Mastery, and Demolisher Heavy Expertise for the extra 15% radius, and damage of heavy weapons by 10%. Now, here is my crown jewel and my, like, the best I could come up with this build. And I've already uploaded a video on the channel with, you know, doing 4-2 with just 2 people. It was this build, though it was not exactly the same. However, good news, I've made it more optimized. It's even stronger now, because sometimes, like, you put in 2-3 slot perks for cooldown, and then you realize you're using 6 slots. One of them is justified, but the second 3-slot perk is only giving you a 2-second cooldown, which is not worth it in my opinion. Again, boys, don't build a nerf gun, or don't use your onslaught or your overclocks for nerf guns or water guns. You're not gonna hurt them, hurt the enemies with. Use basically, you know, the ultimate weapon, the ultimate strong weapon, which you're strong with or without your abilities. And imagine if you already have really strong weapon damage and then you overclock with it. Like, imagine you put NOS on a fucking Toyota Prius versus you put a NOS on a Toyota Supra. Which one's gonna go faster? Yeah, so I'm gonna put my overclock, onslaught, whatever, on my already strong weapons, not on weak ass weapons. Alright? So here is that build. This build, I'm calling it close quarters DPS build. Now, first off with the heavy weapon. So this heavy weapon is basically, like I told you, close quarters. It's a close quarters build, but this weapon can still snipe. It's got a long ass range without any drop off in the damage. Alright, so, and it's already got a very good base damage. It's a 450, so I think if you compare this to all the other heavy automatic weapons, this one's the best. And I haven't seen any weaknesses so far. So with that being said, you'll go with ported compensator. Fire rate seems to be really good on this weapon. Again, polygonal rifling and deep drilled armature. For the pump shotgun, you're gonna go precision break. Sorry, that's the wrong... Yeah, this one's the fire rate one. So yeah, you're gonna go with ported compensator. Why ported compensator and not precision break? I've already done the math with onslaught and the build that I have. How many bullets am I shooting with onslaught on with reduced 20% fire rate? And what's the base damage? What's the weak point damage? How many bullets do I am I able to output? And what's the total damage with that? On the other hand, if I put ported compensator and more fire rate on the weapon with onslaught and the build that I have, how many bullets am I able to shoot, and what is the total damage for that, considering the weak point damage and everything? That's still better. This is still better by a mile. So, ported compensator, alloy chamber, fire rate, magazine capacity, stability, hybrid sight. Yeah, a little bit of accuracy and weak point damage won't hurt. So, weapons are covered. Are you guys ready for the perk grid? Let's do it. Lancer perk grid. So first off, for the particle lance, I'm going with the mod particle wave. So, you know, ignore all that text over there. The thing I'm interested in is stun for 3 seconds, because it's a close quarter combat build. So you're gonna be up front, you're gonna be in their face, you gotta stun them. You're obviously gonna do a lot of damage to them, and you know, basically it's gonna give you all the time that you need to buff your weapons with onslaught and do damage. So disrupting radiation, particle lance now slows struck enemies by 40% for 5 seconds. So I've used this mod. With this mod on, you're able to one-shot every runner within the radius. That's for sure. That's 100%. Bursters, maybe one shot from the shotgun and this ability, or 2 shots sometimes if you're not that accurate, but it still kills bursters whatsoever and still takes like 20% HP from the elites. So I've got quick charge too, like I said, with batteries included. I had batteries included and rapid deployment, not worth it. Only 2 seconds different, so I am taking this. And now let's move on to onslaught. I've got relentless advance. Okay, so you won't lose your stacks even while moving. That's pretty good. Rapid assessment. You'll get max stacks when activating this ability. So quick reach, quick charge 3, and rapid deployment. This ability has got 60 seconds cooldown without any perks for the cooldown. With this, you're shaving off, you know, 10 seconds with rapid deployment and about 7 seconds with quick charge 3. So in my opinion, 17 seconds drop is really worth it. This is a really good perk. So for 3 seconds you're gonna stun them. And the build that I have, again, the attachments on the weapon, the CQW that I'm using, the build that I have, do not doubt it, please. Try it for yourself. So the build that I have still gives you a lot of fire rate. Don't underestimate 3 seconds. You're still gonna put 6 shots of the shotgun, and you know the damage per pellet multiplied by the the total damage, the base damage per pellet with the weak point and everything. You're gonna do around 9,000 extra damage for 3 seconds with this, which is huge. And here it is. So Phalanx CQW training, you have 15% stumble, you have increased fire rate and accuracy, you've got reload speed for when you don't have onslaught, and you have another fire rate and stability by 15%, so 30% fire rate with these 2 perks. And like I said, you're using ported compensator and alloy chamber, so you're getting like 20 and 15, so 35 and about 30, so 65% fire rate on this with the onslaught. Let's see how it looks like, what it looks like in action. So that's my shotgun without onslaught. Pretty crazy, right? Let me make sure, because I've been fucking this up even when playing games. So yeah, this is the fire rate one, ported compensator. Yep, that's... See, it's still not bad, but you know, if you're surrounded with Xenos, that's an awful reload speed. That's why I got that reload speed perk over there. So that's the fire rate without onslaught. And now let's try it with onslaught. Still decent. You want to see how it looks like without all of this? So let's go here. Let's have the pump. Alright, onslaught. Oh my god. I'm gonna fall asleep. Or maybe dead, because the Prowler, or the elite, the warrior, is juggling with me. So yeah, let's try it again. There you go. How much better this is, bro. How good this is. You're gonna do crazy damage with this build. So I think I've already made this video longer than I wanted it to, so I will stop here. These are my builds. Try it out for yourself. Amazing, amazing results. You are gonna be surprised how well you're gonna do with it. So try it out and let me know in the comments down below. Next video is gonna be about the Technician and the 4 builds that I have for it. All of them viable depending on the playstyle, the game mode, or the mission you're trying to do. I've got everything for something. So with that being said, I'll leave you guys to it. Enjoy, peace,